So if you can see here, I've played these games before, but most of these gold and black borders came from YouTube guides. I know, it's a sin, a crime against man, and I hope to repent. And this will be done by completing an expert map I have never played before and black bordering it. For those who don't know, black bordering a map is when you beat every mode on one map, and you must beat CHIMPS mode without abusing the fact that leaving midway resets it. And the map I've chosen without any sort of research will be Bloody... Okay, I'm not crazy. I'm not that crazy. I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy. I'm picking Ravine. It's Ravine. Okay, so after going all the way into Apocalypse mode...
Actually, you were playing on deflation mode and...
on Ravine, I did some research and found out how difficult Ravine really is, so I actually made the switch to Puddles. Nope, not you. Never you. I chose you. To begin the first attempt, I would use the hero Etienne for his global camo detection once he reaches level 8. Combining this with monkey subs with advanced intel, which lets them target any bloon that's visible to another monkey, grants them almost global range, which gave me an easy win. I kept using Etienne, and since I couldn't use subs, I spammed 024 dart monkeys for their added range and pierce, 024 boomerangs for mob defense, and tack sprays for cleanup, which worked really well. So far, I haven't had a single game take more than one try. This time I wanted to use 032 wizard monkeys due to their insanely high damage in conjunction with 204 230 subs for their insane range and damage. Round 49 ended that though, since I didn't have ceramic popping power. On my second attempt, I replaced an 032 Dragon's Breath Wizard with an 023 Necromancer in front of it for high wave clear potential when positioned right. I also downgraded a 202 to a 201 sub so I can have another 203 triple gun sub, and despite a lot of leakages, I was able to micro Etienne enough to survive with 3 lives left. Holy moly, these are a lot of mumbo jumbo. Oh gosh, oh man, this is incomprehensible. Since I'm back to playing normally, I elected to go back to the previous strat using Etienne with 204 AP dart subs, with 3 230 ballistic missile subs. Another easy win since I only leaked a little bit, which didn't matter since I was playing with my pre-existing monkey knowledge, a set of upgrades to your profile that applied to all modes except for chimps. Military only was quite literally the exact same strategy of standard. In fact, I'm gonna put gameplay military only next to standard. Can you tell which is which? Trick question, they're both the same. This is likely because of the map, but reverse doesn't change a single thing. It honestly needs to be an easy game mode instead of medium. Apocalypse isn't really explained too well in game, so here's the best rundown I can give you. Apocalypse basically has tougher waves, think like alternate bloons rounds, but they spawn the moment the previous wave has finished spawning bloons. This essentially leads to an infinite onslaught of bloons as there's literally no time between waves at all. I went in with the intent of continuing with my Etienne sub strategy, but camo bloons spawned too early to just tank until I can wait for Etienne's level 8. That combined with my lack and wave clear cleared me off at round 29. Going to my next run, I planned to add a 302 buck, but after checking the waves, I realized that the first camo comes in too early. So I decided to bring an 002 dart monkey early so the subs can target camo within the range of the dart monkeys, which led to a massive streak of me losing on rounds in the 40s. This led to me switching to Benjamin, my personal main hero, because I wanted to sacrifice some popping power to get money quicker. And round 18. And then I took a break. And then I came back to the game with a clear mind and did the exact same thing again. Wait, what? Surely I wouldn't do that again, right? Bro, lock in. So I then went and decided to add a new monkey into my Nightmare Blunt rotation, the Druid. I pushed for a 230 Druid of the jungle since Hard Thorns lets vines pop any bloon, and yes, I know, there's no reason to buy Chain Lightning on top of Druid of the jungle, and yes, that's why I lost on round 22. And look at that. See, no Chain Lightning. I sold it so I could have more money, since I realized mid-game that it's pointless having ranged AoE on a global AoE tower. And then round 36's Ceramic Rush came in, so I then switched to using Benjamin for the same strat.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
I then completely changed strategies to a heli pilot and a dart monkey with Benjamin. Can you guess which round ended my run? Needless to say, I took a much longer break. So the upside of Apocalypse being a nightmare of a game mode is that I could use the same strat with Ben, subs, dart, and a druid. However, a massive Ceramic Rush on round 63 wasn't fun and I took a small break. I came back and dropped a sniper in favor of more subs, as I found out that a single preemptive strike can solo a ZOMG with support. Jokes aside, preemptive strike is actually insane. I went into ABS completely blind. I had no clue what the rounds were going to be, so I decided to raw dog it and see how it goes. I'm not going to lie, my only notes for my first try was, and I quote, "Chemo leads are actual torture. Holy moly." I labeled the first two attempts as the third and fourth, and vice versa, so an entire section is now rendered null and void. I could have acted like this didn't happen, but I really didn't feel like deleting a paragraph, so you'd think that in the game mode where I knew rounds would be tougher, I would have a tower that could hit leads, let alone camo leads by now, but as you can see, I slapped a sniper down, panicked, and leaked out pretty much all of them. Following this, I decided to build my sniper much quicker, but lost around 40 since I didn't think to focus harder on defense than building up a bank, and surprise, surprise, I took another break, only to come back almost immediately. After that, I decided to spend more resources on a sniper. Good move. Then I proceeded to forget that camo ceramics existed. Bad move. So I then proceeded to spend more time building a sniper. Great move. Then I proceeded to use that one sniper as my only form of anti-ceramic. Terrible move. And I took another break. Are we seeing a trend here? Just me? Okay. In run 5, I just straight up forgot to build a Buccaneer, so I died on 37's lead rush. And my notes for run 6 just said, "We don't talk about this run, gang." Oh my, was I doing okay? I fumbled that? Yeah. If snipers work, how about we build them? Huh? Does that make sense? The next run was much the same. If we're aware that one anti-ceramic sniper is good, how about that's what we focus on building? Or better yet, just buy shrapnel shot so I can actually hit multiple leads with one shot. I was so mad, I swore that if I fumbled the next go, I'd hit continue. I fell to the dark side after losing to round 40 again. After 6 total continues, I knew it was wraps there. As a last-ditch effort, I decided to replace Benjamin with Psy, because I thought of it. But it did teach me how strong a single sub could be. I don't need to spam them, I just have a sub commander up early and supplement him with Psy and a sniper or two. And who would have thought that the round where I utilized a guy assistance would result in a win? And we're back. I began by using the same strategy I used in alternate Bloons rounds. It worked pretty well, but it got me killed in round 55 as I didn't have enough Moab pressure. Hindsight 2020, I could have just bought Moab glue. Just as a test, I decided to change size targeting from strong to first to see if that would help a little, but it led to another wipe on round 42. Coming back, my 16th attempt was my overall best run. I began with Psy, Dart, and a sub start, before adding a sniper for lead damage. I focused on buffing the triple gun sub as much as I could before adding another sub in and adding a village that grants bonus cash per pop so I wouldn't have to build farms. I then added in a Buccaneer just in case Moab was about to leak through, and eventually a few more 002 darts for visibility before upgrading my sniper to a 320 for anti-ceramics. Eventually he became obsolete as Psy would crush the toughest balloons on the map, but his damage definitely helped out a lot. This strategy did lead to a clean win. Going in, my plan was to use Mermonkeys and Druids for a good global DPS setup. However, I forgot that Magic Monkeys find popping portal balloons pretty tough, so round 45's camo purples cooked me. However, this led to me adding 2 002 Ninja Monkeys, but I forgot to sell the first one to get the money for the second, so I died at round 40. But on the next run, I remembered and made it all the way to round 60, and forgot to use Psy's stun in time and leaked out 104 lives worth of ceramics. When I came back, I realized how expensive Mermonkeys are, and especially compared to ninjas, and for attempts 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11, I would only use Mermonkeys for the 402 upgrade to buff my ninjas. But during this time, I learned a few lessons. On attempt 10, I realized that a Bloon Jutsu buff with 301 Alchemist can solo a Moab, while the Druids and Psy can one-shot the ceramics that come out. In all honesty, you could play any attempt from 4 through 11 and they all look the same. I honestly might be allergic to adapting and learning since I never really ventured outside of this basic strategy. Attempts 12 and 13 were mostly similar. On 12 I lost on round 63, experimenting with using Dragon's Breath Wizards for cleanup, and on 13 I lost on round 40 since I didn't buy faster throwing on my Alchemist. Attempt 14 introduced a new factor, using Storm Druids and Top Path Wizards for extra DPS instead of building more ninjas. Storm Druids are to push balloons away from the exit, and the Wizards for long-range DPS that can, with later upgrades, shred Moabs. 15 proved that despite their power against Moabs, I still lack a lot of towers that can clear smaller balloons quickly. In all honesty, attempts 16 through 18 were much the same, mostly me experimenting with the strategy, changing placements, monkey order, and even whether or not to have certain monkeys to begin with. On my second to last try, on magic only, I had begun to truly focus on the right lane, since that's where round 63 came from, and it went well. However, because I had a lack in lane clear and troops that didn't synergize well, as I had one alchemist buffing 2 fast-firing towers, and those 2 towers would be able to pop too quickly for the druids inside to take down the ceramics, I leaked out on round 60, not even making it to 63. This is it. Run number 20. Do or die. I won't bore you guys with the details on what I did, as it was mostly the same, just with an added storm druid on the left side so it didn't leak out for the infamous round. And out came 63. The first rush I was able to beat with Psy's stun, as I built another alchemist. On the second rush, I used Psy's psionic scream, though I likely beat the rush without it. This left me without any money or abilities, with just one rush left for round 63. Psy held off with the druids, but as the ceramic rush came through, I just couldn't stop it. This challenge was another fail, but it wasn't unbeatable. Definitely tough, but winnable. I definitely encourage the less experienced players to try this, since it forces you to learn by experience, rather than watching guides to learn. If you have any more ideas, comment them, and like, subscribe, the whole YouTube thing. But yeah, bye.